Paracetamol, lemon, drink, feel like shit. Welcome to the North of Mouth podcast, and here we go. First of all, I'm not sure if you can hear what's going on right now, but there is renovations next door, quite handily as we're recording.
Yeah, great timing.
Great timing. Squealing and grinding fucking things.
Fucking drilling. Yeah.
So if you do hear that, then apologies. And also, I may cough at some stage because I feel like dog shit. So, first on the agenda today, the GC and her delightful podcast.
Yeah, the Gemma Collins Podcast that you made me suffer through an episode of.
Oh, when you say I did, didn't you mention it?
It was suggested by my wife. So I'd heard about it on radio and thought that it would make good fodder for the podcast. So
I went for a coffee in 1832 in Bacup, which is delish, by the way.
Yeah, very nice place.
1832. And I've sat down there. I've got my notepad. I must have looked like
a twat.
Well, I didn't go in there and go, "Oh, Gemma Collins." I went in there and it wasn't very busy. And I was there with my notepad. And she said, "Oh, it's shit weather." And I went, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Manchester." And I must have looked like a reviewer for the place because I was like some weird southerner that come into the shop with a notepad.
Yeah, in a little town in the back of beyond, in the middle of nowhere.
So, but I sat down and started listening. Now, just to clarify, podcast can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to follow a specific format.
This is true, and for this, we chose our episode on animal cruelty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that I love the fact she likes to keep her podcast real. What I've written down here. Absolutely is what she kept saying constantly.
Apparently, there's no I in team, but there is in diva, which is apparently a good thing.
Yeah. Wonderful. This does go back to our first episode where we talked about stupid people being glamorized in.
Yeah, and
media.
I think we did mention that perhaps sometimes it's an act and they're not that stupid. I don't think it is with her.
No.
I think she just genuinely is stupid.
Yeah. She started banging on about some hologram zoo or something.
Yeah, I wrote a bit about that. She said animals are not there for people's fun, and then immediately started advocating for zoos being a good thing. Said they're there to be nurtured and looked after. No, they're fucking wild animals. They're not to be interfered with unless you're shooting them, eating them, training them.
Yeah, bit of knocking there.
But yeah, apparently in Germany there was a hologram circus, even though animals aren't for people's fun.
No, they're not.
They're not. Apparently, no.
Did you know that she's an absolute saviour?
She is because she's almost a vegetarian.
Oh no,
almost.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
It's more she took the brave decision to post a picture of a trophy hunter.
She did.
And she was getting things like, "Thanks for exposing this, Gemma. Like you are the saviour." Because no one's ever.
Yeah, people don't know that it happens. Obviously,
it was a brave decision to do it, is what she said.
Brave. I underline the word brave on my notes.
Yeah, I put that with an exclamation mark at the end.
Yeah, it. She just showed a very poor understanding of the whole trophy hunting industry.
I think she had a poor understanding of everything, to be perfectly honest.
There's a massive difference between cruelty to animals and hunting.
Yeah, of course there is. I understand. I mean, like obviously, like we disagree with certain things on hunting, but
yeah,
I don't like trophy hunting. However,
I think it has a big place in the world. I would love to go and shoot a lion or an elephant, a giraffe. Love to.
We disagree on that, but the way she was putting it out there as if, I mean, I could put out a picture now of a trophy hunter and go, what the fuck is up with this? It's disgusting. And that's not me being brave. That's just me expressing an opinion. What's being brave about it?
It is, and it might look disgusting, but it does raise a lot of money for conservation of animals at the end of the day. If you pay to go on a trophy hunt, you pay for your guides and all that, everything.
I suppose
that money goes towards conserving that animal. You don't go and shoot an animal that's in the prime of its life. You shoot one that's on the back end. It's going to have a negative impact on the genetic pool it needs to take.
I get that. I think it's more people have issues with the like the big fat Americans that are just so fat they're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, shooting from a Range Rover.
Yeah, from about 5 foot away, like that.
Yeah, I get that.
People like Joe Rogan that go on a hunt. Maybe does he go on a hunt?
He goes on a lot of hunts. Yeah,
I can understand. I can get that to an extent. But,
yeah.
This is another wonderful thing she put down. Spiritually, I don't eat meat.
Yeah, spiritually she doesn't, but literally she does eat meat.
Yeah.
Literally eats meat.
It's like I only my family is like vegans, and I'm sort of like a part vegan. I only eat chicken. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm a smoker." Oh, I'm not a smoker apart from cigarettes.
She said that she eats meat, but she doesn't enjoy it.
Don't eat it then.
I don't eat mushrooms or beans or vegetables because I don't enjoy it, but I don't fucking eat them. But apparently, not eating meat makes you a more spiritual person. So
apparently,
perhaps I'm wrong.
She doesn't want animals to suffer for her pleasure, which is
this fucking hypocrite who loves eating KFC.
Does she like eating KFC?
She looks like she likes eating KFC. Let's be fucking serious.
Oh, the high point.
High.
Had to have been high. Was when she rang her mum.
Oh, fuck me, her fucking mum. What a fucking idiot she was.
It sounded like she was having a conversation with herself because she sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, hello, mum.
Yeah, if Gemma Collins had spent 10 years smoking 20 Lambert and Butler a day, that's what her mum sounds like.
I've just got you on my podcast, mum, because, like, you like campaign for animals and everything, and you're like love animals. Then she starts crying. She's like, Gemma, I can't believe how they treat animals. I can't believe it, Gemma. I can't believe. Yeah. I felt I was getting thicker listening to that podcast.
What else she said that I did like?
Go on.
If somebody walked in and asked, I would stop working in TV and spend the rest of my life like helping animals. Just made plenty of brass out of this. Like, why are you waiting for someone to come and ask? If you care that deeply, just go and fucking do it.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I don't really give a shit.
Maybe because she can't be trusted to look after animals. Herself,
or animals. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. It genuinely pained me to listen to this pair of fucking idiots. I'm not advocating cruel treatment to animals, but repeatedly saying something has to be done does fuck all. Go and do something about it.
Keep
saying, I admire people like Ricky Gervais and these big celebrities for sharing these images.
She does it and then she's a saviour.
Yeah. Like one of the first things she said was that she follows a lot of charities pages and animal cruelty pages on social media. Not that she supports those pages, just that she follows them and shares some of the images. I'm not saying that she doesn't donate to these people, but there's no mention of it. There's no mention of any action that she's doing.
No.
Just that she's aware of it.
Yeah, and she posted a picture.
Yeah, because she's very brave for doing it.
So brave for posting a picture. I mean, what a star.
Yeah.
What a star. I thought I was so disappointed when I found out that 22 minutes or whatever it wasn't going to be all about animal cruelty.
Well, I couldn't listen to the questions. When the 10 minutes or 12 minutes on animal cruelty were done, and then the first question was about a hanging basket, I just turned the fucking thing off.
Amazing. Normally, there is some sort of, in a podcast, there's some sort of structure as far as, like, what are you doing? I mean, maybe the rest of them are structured as bizarrely as that, but she goes off on a thing about animals for the majority of it.
Yeah.
Then
gets her mum in tears.
Turns into Alan Titchmarsh and starts giving pointers about hanging baskets.
Yeah, apparently heather grows in the winter.
And another thing was when she had the person message her from uni looking to make new friends. Did you get that far?
No, I didn't make it that far.
Oh, well, she said, it's like, I'm just going to read this out. I've got to keep doing this because, I'm a big loud woman from uni, like yourself, big loud woman. And she wanted tips on how to make friends. So she's asking Gemma Collins about...
Don't emulate Gemma Collins, step one.
Are you ready for this bit of profound bit of guidance?
Always. Will it make me more spiritual, like not eating meat would?
Be you, people will love you for you. I mean, I'm sure that's how Hitler got along, but,
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I don't believe in that. Not even a little bit.
No. What, it's such a stupid thing to say. That I hate people.
Some people are bellends. That's the be all and end all of it.
Yeah. You know, when you get people that say, "Oh, yeah, but such and such is this," but you know, they do this, but they're all right. I'm like, you can't turn around and go, "Oh,
my mate's a character." No, he's a twat.
Yeah, my mate, he likes to get drunk and he goes off and like punches people in bars. It's just what he does.
Guy.
Great guy. Ledge.
Yeah.
Another thing, because she is a guru for advice.
Fucking hell. All right.
Someone messaged in about anxiety.
All right.
Step back and take a breath.
Oh, thanks. Cured. That's cured it.
Yeah.
Straight away. Nice
Straight
one.
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Step back and take a breath.
Yeah.
Knocked it on the head there. I mean, there's no more, you know.
Yeah. What better advice could you give in that situation? Other than not weighing in on it at all because you're not a fucking doctor.
Yeah. Just don't give any advice because you clearly can't.
Don't give medical advice to people.
So you hadn't got this far.
No.
Right.
No. I turned it off long before this.
She went on to talk about chewing. Chewing when you're with your partner and there's a loud chewer.
Right.
And she went on about being a loud chewer. She went on about having sinus problems, and that's why she's a pig eater.
Right.
And sleeping. I just had this image of her just going, just sort of
Yeah.
It's because I got sinus problems. I don't eat like a pig.
Apart from you do.
You do. You definitely do.
Yeah.
And to top it all off as well, she kind of went into a bit of etiquette as far as eating.
Okay.
Because it went from this to like chewing loudly. And she talked about people having a lack of education as far as eating at tables and stuff like that. And she said, and I'm all about education. I put my knife and fork together at the end of a meal.
Oh, well done. On a fucking medal.
That's the fucking pinnacle, that is.
Oh, yeah. That's,
you know she can be trusted if you take her to a...
etiquette 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so you didn't even get as far as the hanging basket? Or you did get
I got to the hanging basket when she said lavender and heather are summer plants, and I turned it off.
Right.
Well, I'm no horticulturist, but those plants grow year round. And I just thought, no, I'm turning this shit off.
I had to hang around, so I listened to that. I couldn't bring myself to listen to another one, but I think one was enough.
One is too many.
Yeah.
Far too many. One is definitely enough.
So when we go to the beers and we rate them, what would we rate Gemma Collins Podcast?
Would not recommend it. Be down there with the chocolate and peanut butter stout. That bad.
Which I'm sure she'd drink like a pig.
Right, for our music choice this week, we went for Snoop Dogg and his cover of the Peaky Blinders theme song, Red Right Hand. Now, usually, I pick something that I like, but this week, this popped up, and I just thought, no, we have to mention this because it was fucking dreadful. Now, I don't know what your views were, because I like Snoop Dogg and I love Peaky Blinders.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
But this was absolutely shite.
Yeah, I did like the fact he started it off with saying Snoop Shelby. I didn't. Right. Okay. Let me. I'll back up a bit. I'm not a fan of when people take a sample from a famous song and sample it in the background and then just say something at the top of it and suddenly it's their song. So I do like the fact that he has done a cover, not sampled. Yeah. Which I always kind of admire people for doing, especially if they can do it well. But
debatable.
I thought the beat fit nicely with the song, because obviously they've changed it in the background.
Yeah, they changed the beat and put sort of a gangster riff on it.
I didn't hate it.
I did. I like Nick Cage. I like Nick Cage.
Oh, Nick Cage
it's unbelievable.
Wonderful, yeah.
But to taint tainted. That's the only word.
Yeah. Do you not find that when a program gets big, they did it with Game of Thrones, they start introducing comedy things like outside
having Ed
of it.
Sheeran in Game of Thrones,
having him in
and
there,
things
or,
like that.
or as funny as it was when they had Jon Snow at the table, at that dinner table, like as a skit before, which is funny, but like it does kind of like, you know, sully it a bit. But I thought it was all right. I like the fact they left it until the end of the series.
Yeah. It was fucking dreadful, let's be serious.
I thought it did seem quite clear that he was like, it's almost like he went, yeah, I like Peaky Blinders. Oh, I don't know the lyrics. Oh, here's the lyrics. All right, okay. Because you know the main bit in that song is when he says red right hand, and you hear boom like that.
Yeah.
And he just go red right hand. What red right? And he just and it kind of
it literally was just reading it with the beat. It
wasn't one of his
It was
best.
in Snoop Dogg's style, but it was a fucking poor choice. But when a man's got as much money as he has and he goes, yeah, I like Peaky Blinders, I'm going to do a remix of this, who's going to say no?
Oh yeah, well he doesn't have to ask anyone. He's got enough money to.
Yeah.
He's probably got his own studio, so he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't rate the music choices week to week, because this would also be down there with a chocolate and peanut butter stout, I think.
Yeah. Maybe I liked it more than you did.
I think you probably did. From the sounds, it were difficult to listen.
I didn't like it at first. I gave it another listen last night just to kind of refresh myself. It didn't go down well with people.
No, I've sent it to a few lads and it didn't go down well.
No, it does get better with another hearing, but it's not great.
Just listen to Nick Cage version; it's miles better.
Just listen to Nick Cage in general.
Watch Peaky Blinders. It's good.
He did a song. Have you ever watched the Assassination of Jesse James?
No.
Brad Pitt in it. I think he did the full soundtrack for that. I'm not too sure, but he did a song called "The Assassination of Jesse." Oh no, Assassin Jesse. A song for Jesse. Brilliant, but it's brilliant. But highly rated. Sorry,
better than Tom McDonald. The song that won the West, whatever that song was.
Oh no!
Was
that was diabolical. Sorry, Tom McDonald fans. I know that there's a lot of you.
Yeah, because you keep commenting on our fucking videos.
I mean, there is such thing as an opinion. If you don't agree with the opinion, and very much of the idea that if you don't like something on TV, turn it off or don't listen to it.
Although make sure you watch us right to the end. It does help.
It does help because you can actually hear the conversation, hear the different opinion to yours. But anyway, we move on.
Yeah.
Snoop Shelby?
No, not a winner for me.
So you sent me a rather disturbing video of kids in a school and guns related.
Yeah, it was the Sandy Hook back to school advert. It was interesting. It's not a problem we have over here in good old England. But yeah, the advert it showed a lot of kids. My mum's bought me the perfect trainers. My mum's bought the it were awful. So it's basically about school shootings. My mum's bought me this, and as the advert goes on, it's like, mum's bought me this great skateboard for back to school, and he's smashing a window out with it. Oh, that's a bit strange. And then it's, my mum's bought me these socks or something, and then she's using it to tie up a gunshot wound on somebody's leg, and then it was, my mum's bought me this great phone to stay in touch, and this lass texting her mum, "I love you, mum," whilst there's really ominous footsteps walking into the room. It quite harrowing advert. It's a fucking terrible situation that America's in to warrant needing things like this.
To even bring that up,
I did a bit of research around mass shootings in America, right? And a mass shooting is defined as more than 4 people being shot at one time, right? In 2018, there were 323 mass shootings.
In schools?
No, this is just in general. In 2019, as of September 24th, 334.
So more than there was last year already.
1.25 shootings a day. Yeah, that's only mass shootings where more than 4 people were shot. So if only 3 got shot, that's not been counted on this scale. In the UK, since 1970, nearly 50 years, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
23. The majority of them were perpetrated by the IRA.
What about because we had the one in this country, do you remember Dunblane Massacre?
Yeah, 1996, when they banned handguns because that's a fucking good response to a school shooting.
100%.
Yeah.
Turned around and just went...
Yeah, no. Banned.
Done.
Competition pistols only.
Done.
That's it. And you can't get one of them.
Yeah.
Really difficult to get.
You do think how many times has something like this got to happen before they go, oh, right, fuck this.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Past 19 years in England, there's been 3 mass shootings. In Europe, in the past 9 years, there's been 28. Right? And they've had 3,500 this year. Not even the end of the year in America. It's the only country in the world with a mass shooting problem. And I had a conversation, a bit of an argument with somebody on an online forum a while ago, and I did dig it out. The person in question was called the Bearded Obesity. Right? It's not a lie, this is what they call themselves, right? Who said, I put a comment on saying, look, need to do something about this, blah, 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 blah. It's a shit situation. He put, when's prohibition ever worked? Well, see, the other stats that I've just done,
Yeah.
No shootings anywhere else.
We think outside your own country.
Yeah, so to which he replied, right, and this is a quote from the Bearded Obesity, as Americans, we fear our own government becoming authoritarian and feel we may require a violent uprising of citizens to correct it. I decided at this point that this person was fucking unstable and I weren't comfortable, and I just didn't respond. But is that a good enough reason to allow these mass shootings, specifically in schools? Because it happens a fucking lot.
In schools, though, is I remember seeing... Have you ever seen Bowling for Columbine?
No.
Michael Moore film.
No.
Goes on about the massacre in
Columbine.
Interesting documentary, but he was showing clips in that of adverts of companies that were basically installing airport-style security in schools.
It's mental.
I know. And the very first scene in the film is Michael Moore goes to a bank, because literally the opening scene goes to a bank that's offering, if you open up a new account, you get a gun.
What the fuck?
And he goes through all this, like, a couple of minutes of going through it and blah, blah, blah. And he gets to the end and they give him his gun. He's got the gun in the actual place. And
in a bank.
In the back. And he turns around and goes, don't you think it's a bit strange or a bit dangerous that you're handing out guns in a bank? He just goes straight into the film. Brilliant film. Highly recommend that film.
Yeah, I'll give that one a watch. It's crazy. Like, why does... I literally can't get my head around why nothing's done about this.
I know. Because you've got a lot of people hanging on to that thought, like you were just saying, that the government's trying to take our guns.
Well, yes, they are trying to take guns because people keep shooting children. Children get shot. Yeah. I'm not saying ban all guns. I use guns quite regularly. In England, not all banned. You can get them if you've got good reason.
Yeah. Your last bank job went pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Didn't share anything.
No. Not saying ban all guns. I'm saying restrict fucking nut jobs buying guns.
Well, you get more checks and stuff over here, though, don't you?
Yeah, over here you have to have a signed note from your doctor. Is one of them. One of the many checks that you need is you have your doctor has to agree this person is sane and stable to have a firearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As far as I know, there's nothing like that in America. You can't have one if you've been...
You can turn up to a gun show, can't you, and just...
Yeah, you can buy... Yeah. Over here, every firearm and every ammunition purchase has to be... Police have to be notified. It has to be written on your ticket. You're limited on the amount of bullets you can hold and the storage of them and all kinds of things. And it fucking works.
Yeah, definitely.
But to have assault rifles for the sake of having an assault rifle, where's the logic in that? If a government can say to Iran, nah, you can't have nuclear weapons, the American government can go, nah, you don't need a fucking machine gun.
Yeah.
You're not having that.
They had like M16s in that Michael Moore one.
M16s, AR-15s, a popular one at the minute. And we're going to get loads of comments saying, oh, it's just a rifle like any other. You don't need a semi-auto for hunting. Get a bolt action.
Exactly, yeah.
There's no benefit to a semi-auto if you're a good shot. It's just fucking insane. Handguns, open carry policy on handguns in America.
Bizarre.
Hidden carry is even worse.
Yeah.
You've no need to carry a gun everywhere you go.
The most troubling response that I'd heard to a mass shooting in a school, I forget who it came from. It might have even come from Trump, but I could have been wrong. It's definitely a gun advocate anyway, but basically turned around and said, if we had guns in schools, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, if teachers were armed. No, more guns. This has been shown across the fucking world. More guns is not the solution. That's like saying, oh yeah, we've got a heroin epidemic. You know what'll solve that? If everybody was on heroin, this wouldn't be a problem. If everybody had been shot, this wouldn't be a problem.
It's such a bizarre... It's bizarre to think that that's how you would rationally think you'd come up with that and go, kids died in school because someone came in with a gun. We should arm somebody. Who's to say that you arm them and the teacher's having a bad day and loses their fucking mind?
Yeah, don't you see videos of teachers hitting kids?
Yeah.
All the time. There was another story that I found. I didn't send you this one. I've got it printed out here. It was the case of Amber Geiger, a murder trial in Texas. Right, this lady has shot an off-duty policewoman, shot and killed a man. Right. So the headline was, jurors in Amber Geiger murder trial are considering the Texas Castle Doctrine. Right, so Texas Castle Doctrine is basically a self-defense law, deciding whether or not you have the right to protect yourself when she fatally shot this man. You know, so if you're in your castle, if you're in your house, right? The strange thing about this is it was in an apartment complex where she shot this guy. She has walked into the wrong apartment.
Right.
Found this guy.
In his own house?
In his own house. He's turned around and gone, whoa, what the fuck? To try and get her out. She shot him and killed him. And the judge has said that they should be considering the Castle Doctrine because she thought she was in her own house.
Wow.
It's fucking unbelievable. So ultimately they're weighing whether she's guilty of murder or lesser charge of manslaughter or acquitting her, potentially, for this. It's fucking... The whole mentality around it is fucking insane. Like, how can you say you've walked into the wrong apartment, right? If you don't realise that immediately, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
But it's the thought of instinctively going for a fatal weapon to alleviate a situation. Shoot first, think later.
Yeah, that's a crazy... Like, police having guns over here, special units have guns over there. Every policeman has a gun. Yeah. I mean, it does make you actually respect the job that policemen do in this country. Oh, yeah, massively, yeah. When they're turning up to potentially armed, dangerous people with nothing but a truncheon and a pair of handcuffs. I do always think that when they have got the truncheon, it seems a bit sort of like it's very comedy, British, cartoon, very British. Yeah, that's what it. But it's fucking insane over there. I know. It puts me off wanting to go. Have you ever been to America? No, I haven't. No. I went to Florida years ago, and I've had that before, going to different countries where you turn up at the airport and there's like armed guards there, and it's always a bit like, oh fucking hell. Yeah. But going over to America, like we went into a shooting range. Yeah. And we were going. We'd done all that. I didn't enjoy the experience. I've spoken to you about this before. Yeah. I didn't. I think it was more the fact that I didn't like the thought that I could just turn around and just kill everyone in that room. I didn't. Oh, somebody else could. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. So it just made me feel uncomfortable. But we left, went out and sat in the sort of waiting area and started speaking to the owner. And we were waiting for a cab or whatever. And then I went to the toilet, came back, and I came through mid-conversation my dad was having with this bloke. And my dad said something about, yeah, but what happens if someone sort of breaks into your house? He leans around. He
Have you played Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, I think so. Wow.
Do you remember the bloke in the gun shop?
Vaguely.
He reaches round for this huge pump action shotgun. He goes, "I'd like to see them try." And I just thought, oh, this is just a different...
Yeah, it's different altogether. There were that South African guy in London this year or last year who stabbed the guy who broke into his house.
I don't remember that one.
I remember, and it were all up in the air about whether he were going to get done for murder, for this castle doctrine basically, and in the end he were acquitted of it because these two scumbags were robbing his house at the end of the day, and he defended his property. I'm totally alright with that. The use of lethal force immediately is fucking mental.
Just like that, straight away.
Just like, I have no problem with killing somebody. It's insane. The entire situation is insane, but
another thing that they touched on...
seems to give a shit.
Another thing they touched on in the Columbine film was, I think... Yeah, because immediately they showed quick cuts of all the media and loads of politicians talking about the reason as to why these kids had gone off and done that. And it was all stuff like angry music, violent video games, violent films, and then everyone kept blaming Marilyn Manson. And it gives this really interesting interview, where he goes, like, he said, Marilyn Manson, he's very interesting to listen to if you ever listen to him talk, but he said, did you know that on the day that Columbine happened, America dropped more bombs on Kosovo than they had previously in that war? But I'm the problem because I sing some rock and roll songs. No one blamed the president.
Yeah, there's this whole thing about games being the issue, because it were after one of the last shootings quite recently, Walmart, because apparently a supermarket is a normal place to buy a gun. Yeah,
they don't anymore after that,
but their immediate response was to take all video games off the shelves. So there were some great pictures where there were empty video game shelves right next to empty gun shelves, full gun shelves. So they were still selling rifles, the same rifles that were used in the shooting.
I'm not sure if you can buy rifles in Walmart.
Whatever, they were firearms.
Whatever it was, there is things that they do.
Next to the empty shelves of guns, because apparently games are the problems, not guns. Guns aren't the problem in shooting. Apparently, it's kids playing video games. No.
Well, it's just glad that we don't have that in this country.
Yeah, thank fuck we live in a relatively normal country.
So I've got a quick rant this week. When you go into a public toilet...
I don't.
Okay. When you use somebody else's toilet...
Okay.
Do you just close your eyes and hope for the best?
No.
No. Because I'm pretty sure, especially at work, that's what people do.
At work? So not even sort of shopping centre public toilets or
that's
McDonald's
another... No, because...
Although, shout out to McDonald's. Toilets are always clean at McDonald's.
McDonald's have helped me out in some difficult situations before.
I feel bad now for saying that, but no, we're wrong there.
No, I can never understand, like, when you go into a toilet and I've seen some horrible things.
Right.
Haunting things.
Right. Because you do spend a lot of time in public toilets.
All the time.
Sort of cottaging things.
Yeah, it's literally like someone's just gone in there, thrown a load of paper in,
right,
got on the toilet, stood on the toilet, exploded, and then just gone. And I don't understand, like, who goes into a toilet like that and just goes, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I've seen some horrible things in club toilets, similar to what you're describing.
We had a similar thing when we were on my stag do. Did I tell you at the time?
Probably.
When we were in Hooters and we went downstairs to use the toilet.
God, were they all blocked?
No. I walked past one of the waitresses downstairs, and she was talking to another one, and she went, "Oh, it's bad," and I just thought, okay. And I walked in, and there was this bloke that was working there. It there was a cubicle, and I'm not even joking. It's like the person had gone in there and just burst.
Oh.
It was on the walls, at the toilet.
How does that happen?
Because he just burst. Now, I mean, you're supposed to angle your ass into the toilet.
You're supposed to sit on the toilet.
He's supposed to sit on the toilet, but this person obviously didn't. But what was brilliant about that was that the bloke that was working there, he was just sort of vaguely pointing a bottle of sanitizer. I mean, where'd you start?
Yeah, well,
just condemn it.
I'd probably walk out. If I went to work and they went, "Oh mate, toilets are a right state," I'd go, "Are they?" If they then went, "Yeah, go on, sort it out." No. People
have got a very weird thing with shit. Like I worked in a kitchen years ago,
right?
And it was in a factory where you couldn't. It was almost like a sort of we were a kitchen within a factory, but the factory had security, quite a lot of security on it, so you couldn't just walk in, and you also couldn't just walk into the toilets. And there wasn't a huge amount of people that worked, that were men in our. There was only about 4 of us that worked there, and I walked into the toilet. Someone had put the toilet seat down and the lid, and taken a shit on the top.
I shouldn't laugh because that's fucking awful.
Yeah, but who does that?
I don't know, because I worked in a meat factory, not in the kitchen, in the meat bit, working with animals. Great job.
Don't tell Gemma Collins.
And in the women's toilets, somebody had shat on the floor, just in the middle, outside of a cubicle, just near the sinks, in the middle of the thing. There were only 3 women that worked in the building. So it weren't difficult, but on speaking to some people about it, apparently for Eastern Europeans, can I say?
Right.
Yeah. That's hilarious. It's a great thing to do. It's really funny, apparently.
Right.
In their culture. So it could be that. That could be the issue that you've come across.
I don't know. I mean,
people do some grim stuff.
But I've gone to go to the toilet, and there's 3 cubicles, and almost on a daily basis.
This is at work, and you're working in an office.
Working in an office. There is both, like either side, not the middle one, but the ones on either side are clogged. Someone has thrown down not the toilet paper, but the hand paper, chucked loads of it down there, and then shit on the top of it. Who goes into a toilet and, you know, I searched it up. I think I put toilet etiquette into Google last night, and the first thing that came up was, why do people shit on the walls in public?
Not how,
but why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's a fucking bizarre, especially where you work. I'm not advocating it anywhere. I know people that Danny puts on Snapchat quite a lot that he's pissing in a sink in a pub or pissing on the toilet roll in a pub because he thinks it's funny for some reason. But yeah, I don't get it. I fully don't.
I don't know how you can actually walk. I just don't get how people can. I mean, there's leaving a bit of skid marks at the back of the toilet after a heavy exit, right? But to literally,
I've never done a shit somewhere that hasn't flushed.
No, I haven't.
I can't imagine the amount of toilet roll or paper that you'd have to put down for it to not flush.
Yeah, I have gone into. I do wonder as well. I went into a place years ago when I was living in Ireland. Went into this pub, and I tell you what's always worrying is when you go into a toilet and see just shit. Just
water.
No paper.
Oh yeah, that's always grim.
Like I saw one that was an above water one, right?
Right.
This literally looked like a Christmas mini roll, like a Yule log.
Right.
And it was poking out. Like, but there was no, like, that obviously didn't flush, but they obviously didn't put paper down. So who's gone in there and gone, yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Fix up, straight
Yep.
down, back into the pub. Probably, wash your hands. If you're not wiped, you've not washed your hands, have you? Let's be serious. Back into the pub.
Back into the pub.
Yeah, that's a grim thought.
This is why you should never...
You work with these people.
But it's not just in work, it's in every public toilet. Oh, God. Have you ever gone into the ones on a boat?
Yeah.
Boats are particularly grim.
Yeah, especially at rough sea.
Because the piss just goes like this.
Yeah,
I also did tell you a story about friend from uni. We went out for his birthday once to this really dreadful pub in Margate. Like it was really horrible. And he was actually no, I wasn't out, but I heard from my mate Dave, who you've met.
Yeah.
Shout out Dave, my lover. They went out for his birthday and didn't hear anything for like he disappeared for like an hour or so. Couldn't work out where he was. And this particular club got when it got to say midnight, you're talking a good inch and a half of piss on the floor.
Yeah.
Just that it was always that. You couldn't.
Yeah.
He passed out in the cubicle on the floor. I'd have happily died then.
Yeah. Yeah, death's a better option, I think.
I mean, you feel dirty even going in there, let alone laying in it.
And waking up in it.
No,
that's fucking terrible.
Mm.
People are scum.
Scumbags. Just learn to...
Yeah, this is one of the first things you're taught, is to shit in a toilet.
But some people like shit. Some people have got a thing with shit that they like to... I don't understand. Scumbags.
People are scumbags.
Right.
Right. On to a bit of a lighter note after that fucking horrible topic. Series of horrible topics. Really, this week. We've been very negative this week. So hopefully this week's beers... Well, we'll live in hope, as always.
Always live in hope.
So we're going to go first one with one from Beer 52 again. Love beer, love life, it says on the top. We've come to the conclusion, right? All these Beer 52 beers, they're all from the same fucking place with different labels on, we think.
Yeah.
This one's another Harpoon one. It's a dark Dunkel style beer and it's malty and smooth. And I'm going to try and pour it better.
Yeah, because Jack can't pour for shit.
Yes.
Tilt the glass. There we go.
Thanks for your advice there.
It's alright. See?
Okay.
Already looks better.
Perfect.
Hang on a minute.
Go on.
That seemed like the majority of a can you put in there.
No, it's up to the bottom right in. All the same.
These are particularly nice Brewdog glasses. Yeah. You know where we are.
Please.
I went all Rick Mail then.
Yeah. Ooh. Go on.
That tastes like Twiglets.
Yeah, it fucking does.
You think so?
Now that you've said it, I totally agree.
No, I like Twiglets, but I don't like to
no, it's malty, and that is what Twiglets are. It's a malt flavoured twig.
You know the what? Because that Harpoon is the same as
the Dunkin'.
Yeah. Should have done a thing with Twiglets.
I don't think it'd sell very well. Then again, I don't think the coffee one will sell very well. There's no interesting on the packaging, and it's like I said, it's got a distinctly Twiglet aftertaste. Be a quick one. This. What are you gonna rate that?
Its only redeeming feature is that I like Twiglets, but I
give that a solid 5. I didn't mind it.
Barely 3.
Fair enough, I suppose. You got to finish it now.
No, I am. I'm still trying to.
I'll have the rest of the can.
Yeah. Twiglets. That's all I can say, really.
If you like Twiglets and you like beer, I actually do recommend this Harpoon Dark.
Really?
Yeah, quite like that.
Are you trying to get a sponsorship from Beer 52?
Absolutely fucking not. No. Fuck Beer 52. Right, while you're chugging the rest of that, our next one is an IPA. It's juicy, it's tropical. It's got a picture of some sort of psychedelic sheep on it. And it doesn't say it's made by Black Sheep, and it's a pineapple milkshake IPA.
A pineapple milkshake?
Pineapple milkshake. It says brewed with fresh pineapple juice, lactose and a touch of vanilla. This is a juicy, tropical and smooth IPA. Denali hops add an even more pineapple notes as well as a light bitterness to finish, lightly carbonated and uber juicy.
Uber juicy.
Uber juicy.
I like that.
5.3%. That first one was... don't say. 5.2. And delicious. Especially if you like Twiglets.
If you like Twiglet.
What colour are you thinking for this? It's
I'm
got lactose in it.
I'm hoping it's quite yellow.
Yeah, like neon, like Shrek's piss.
Right, that's enough.
That's a good head on that one.
It is. He's done well.
Yeah, well, first good pour of the...
Right. I've just taken a sniff then.
Oh, fuck me, that's awful.
Now you know...
It smells sour. It smells like it's gone off.
You know when you are out on the piss...
Yeah.
And you're not drinking lager, but you're drinking some sort of like...
Fruity.
Yeah. You've got like if you... It's got a bit of... Or if you've been drinking Jaeger bombs or something...
Yeah.
And you throw up,
Yeah.
and that smell that emanates from the toilet or the bucket. This is why I said that's enough. This.
Smells like sour milk with pineapple in.
It does, doesn't it?
Chin chin.
Mm. I think it tastes equally as bad as it smells.
Yeah, it does. Oh, God, pardon me.
I mean, we did pick well because we had the dark.
Yeah.
This is kind of like refreshing the palate slightly.
It's supposed to be. It's not doing much for me, this one.
Oh.
So I think it's got banana puree in it.
Not banana puree, is it?
Don't know, it's in French. What's bananas? Might be pineapple.
You bought that in this country?
Yeah, I bought it from our local supermarket. Got somewhere?
No.
Oh, marvellous.
Got anything else to say?
3. 3 out of 10 for that.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't rate that one highly at all.
Um.
Want the last little bit?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait a sec.
It were better than the coffee one that we had. Barely.
That doesn't taste like beer.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That's vile. That, you know that Caribbean Crush thing you said you had earlier on?
Oh, God, yeah. Too much coffee. Yeah, it's not nice. Yeah, we don't recommend the Black Sheep pineapple milkshake.
Do they do anything else?
Gas. So gassy for a lightly carbonated beverage, that one. I don't know whether they do anything else. If I'm honest, I've never seen them before or since. If they do, I'll definitely buy it. We'll try it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's equally as weird,
Yeah.
milkshake.
Yeah, the fact the lactose could have done with not being in there, I feel like. Yeah. Bollocks to that one. Right. Our third and final beer for this week is from the Harbour Brewing Company in Cornwall.
Oh.
North Cornwall. Is there a harbour in North Cornwall?
Oh, it's on the coast.
Okay. And it's a raspberry sour. Now it looks very red, and I've never had a beer that's described as sour. In fact, it don't even say that it's a beer. One of the ingredients is lactobacillus, which sounds food poisoning.
Or a gladiator.
Yeah, it could be. There's not much on the bottle. There's no mad description like the other one. But there's a very nice branding.
It's all right.
Yeah. Oh. Judge, yeah? Nice cap.
Again, it's all right. Oh, here we go. Is this not a cider?
It does not say. It just says raspberry sour. think we're equal on these glasses. It's got water, barley, wheat and hops, so I think that makes it a beer. And it's got raspberries and sour milk. It's made on a farm in North Cornwall. What are you thinking of that then? What are you thinking of the smell? It smells sour.
It does, doesn't it? There's something unsettling about it already.
It's cloudy. So I weren't expecting cloudiness.
No. I'm really not looking forward to this.
Chin chin. Oh, that is 4th hour. I can't even taste the alcohol. It's 4.8%. It's just sourness. Although, quite refreshing after that other horrible one that we had.
Oh no, that's got a horrible aftertaste. A horrible aftertaste.
It's just sour aftertaste, like Tangfastics or something.
No, Tangfastics are awesome.
This one tastes like raspberry Tangfastics.
If you were to give me an alcoholic Tangfastic, I'd be all for that. I love them. In fact, I might go and get some after this. Shout out to Tangfastics.
Shout out to Haribo. Yeah, I think we're reaching a bit there. Yeah.
Just leave some pots everywhere.
Yeah, raspberry sour. It's definitely a beer, probably, potentially.
You said this is only like 4 point something.
4.8.
I don't think I even want to finish that, but I'm going to.
Yeah, you're going to have to finish it. Yeah, they've got a website, harbourbrewing.com.
Harbour Brew. Hang on a minute. That sounds. It's not one of the other ones that had Harbour Brewing.
No, because this one's in Cornwall, the other one's American.
Right.
Yeah, there's not much to say about it. If you like sour things, probably like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it we need to set a fucking scale up for this.
Well, it is. It's just. I think.
What we think at the time.
On the basis of one, not you drink it all night, I think.
No, I feel like that. If I were feeling ill at the end of the night and I would think, right, I'm going to have a tactical spew, I'd order half a pint of that, neck it, and I'd spew up everywhere.
Oh, as in, like, that's the instigation.
Yeah. That'd tip me over the edge, I feel like, to vom everywhere.
Yeah.
Like a tactical chunder and then carry on drinking.
Have you ever done a tactical chunder?
I've never much been one for tactical chundering.
I never have.
I have a few friends that do on a regular basis. I'm more for telling the taxi driver to stop, opening the door, spewing out, and then finishing my journey.
Been there.
Yeah, never spewed in a taxi though. Quite proud of that.
I've spewed
out of a few. Never in one.
Yeah, I've spewed over somebody in order to get out the door before.
No, that's grim.
Yeah, I got a lovely kind of history with that. I remember staying over at someone's house at uni before, and my brain, as soon as my brain sees that toilet, like regardless of how far I am away, like I'm going.
Yeah.
And I was at the top. We'd been out all night, and I'd already got into bed. I'd already been in bed, and I got up and I looked out the bedroom door, and down. It was at the other end of the hall was the toilet, like a shining beacon. And the moment I saw that, and it went on the walls. Oh,
spewed up on the dance floor in a club once.
Oh,
that was
classy.
Great. Yeah, a friend of ours was selling the test tube shots.
Yeah.
Got one necked it, and it immediately come back up, and it just, and that was it. I was fine. I didn't even feel that pissed. And she said to me after, she said, I didn't know whether to just pretend it never happened and have you kicked out. I didn't know what to do, so I just walked off.
This is another reason like why I don't like going. I don't like going out on a night out, because I remember being at a club in Maidstone before in Kent, and it had a very kind of weird way. At the entrance, you'd walk in the entrance, but the smoking area was out the front as well. But you kind of had to go into the club, and you were out the front, but it was kind of gated off. Yeah. And I stood out there with someone having a fag, and then there was a girl that was laid on her side. And I could see her like, oh, she's just smashed. And then I'm looking over next, and it was just like a flowing river.
Oh.
You know? At least I have the decency to for the most part, make it to my own toilet.
Well, don't want to bring New Year's Eve up.
I
had to carry Lewis to bed, me and brother-in-law. I had to carry him to bed in his yellow puffer jacket.
Yeah.
That he didn't want to take off, but we had to rip it off in case he died.
I was so comfortable in that thing.
Didn't even make it to midnight.
No.
Did not even make
I
it
was
to
on the
midnight.
floor looking up at my missus, hearing everybody else downstairs.
Yeah.
I remember hearing the numbers, but
at
least I made it to the toilet.
Yeah, you did, to be fair. And then the washing up bowl.
The washing up bowl wasn't used, I don't think.
I think it was.
I got up in the middle of the night at like 3. This is another thing. After all that happened, I just blacked out, and then the next thing I knew, like, she was in bed and it was quiet, and I thought, like, surely 5 minutes ago everyone was in here. This is really, really weird. And then someone had gone and used the toilet because we had people staying over.
Oh, I remember you saying about this.
Yeah, someone had used the toilet and had a shit in there at 3 a.m. Now, I was laying there and I just thought, obviously, we've been smoking cigars.
Yeah.
We've been drinking. I'd been sick. I'd not brushed my teeth, so it was like someone had taken a dump in my mouth. And I thought, I've got to get up and brush my teeth. I've got to get up and brush my teeth. I didn't even feel sick.
No.
Went to the toilet. As soon as that shit hit the back of my throat.
Do you want to give them a shout out? Because I think they listen. Go on.
I don't know if it was... well,
you don't know what...
I will give a shout out to Dave and Andy. Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was one of you.
That
either that or it was Charlotte. But we'll have to see. We don't know who it was because I think it was only those 3 that were staying.
Yeah.
But whoever it was, he caused my second bout of puking. And I've not been pissed since, I don't think.
No. We will have to do a pissed episode.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of North and Mouth Podcast. And I still haven't finished this dirty shit, but we'll get there in the end.
So we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks for watching the latest episode of the North and Mouth Podcast. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to head over to our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram feed, you can see all the stuff that we're up to. Not that much, it's just talking and shit.